Welcome to a brand new episode of Beautiful Z Mazibuko. This is episode 67, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we are around about there. And today, actually, this week we're supposed to have a guest because
Mm-hmm.
it's someone I was talking to over the past week. And it seemed like it actually did seem like it's not going to happen. So it's probably going to happen next week. So yeah, today it is just us once more. And it's actually time that we actually go on a very long run of interviews. We haven't done that in a while. Z.
Yeah, it haven't actually. It's it's been a while, and the past few weeks it's just been us. But I'm not mad. Yes, Mauta joined, and I still feel like that was us. Yes, Mauta was there, and we're interviewing him, but I still feel like it's an extension of
Yeah,
us. I don't know if I'm making sense, but
yeah,
yeah,
no,
man, it's nice. I like it. There's a lot to catch up on. There's a lot to
yeah,
catch up on.
it makes sense because with Mahut, yeah, yeah, it's very nice. And no, I was just wanted to say with Mahut, it didn't really feel like an interview. Didn't feel like
Yes.
we actually had a guest.
Yep.
Yeah, it's sort of like we had a guest, but at the same time, it's not like we had a guest.
Yeah.
Because of how the conversation went. But yeah, because I mean, with Mahut, it felt like it was one of us, and yeah, it was a
There's a
really really good
conversation.
conversation. Yeah, yeah, it was a really really good conversation that we had. But yeah, once more, actually, I didn't even ask how you are. How are you, Z?
I'm all good, man. I'm okay. Can't complain. I'm
Yeah,
really good. How are you?
no, I'm good. I'm good. As you can see, my background is a bit different today.
Yeah,
I'm
it's in the
busy
sun
running
today.
around. Yeah, I'm busy running around, so we have to make do with what we've got.
Yep.
But yeah, otherwise I'm very, very good. So today I don't think we're gonna have a very long interview again, or rather episode again today.
Hmm.
There's really not a lot to talk about, but I just recently saw a statement from Lucas Raps. I don't know if you saw
Hmm.
that. I think he released it like an hour ago. There's
Oh
a
no.
song of his and Usma Mane that was leaked
Hmm.
rather. I don't know when it was supposed to come out. And I haven't heard the song either. I don't know how it was leaked. But yeah, that's the one thing that I saw going on today.
I have a question with regards to that. Um, how are songs still getting leaked? One, two, who's leaking songs? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. Because remember there was a time where people were leaking songs themselves intentionally to get the people talking,
the-
you know?
yeah,
So now it begs the question, is it the same thing? Or if it is, do they need that to get people talking? Because I feel like, I've been saying, they're two of my favorite rappers, what like in the country, right? And not just mine, with a lot of people as well. Do you think they would need to do something like that to get people talking? Or it's like, also, is it something that's happening from somebody outside the camp or inside the camp who wants to, I don't know, has bad blood with them or fighting with them currently? I just have a lot of
yeah,
questions regarding that.
yeah. Like for me, for as long as music was being leaked, I always had the same questions. We see
Mm,
how does a finished song get leaked or a finished album get leaked?
yeah.
And it obviously has to be someone from within the camp. And it's because the reason why it's so confusing is because there's only so many people who have access to new music,
Correct.
to music that
Yes.
has been just been done. It's not like it goes on like public domain or anything.
Mhm.
And it's not like there's an unlimited number of people who have access to it. I mean, before I could sort of understand like for instance, if someone records using a uh, probably a studio from somewhere,
Yes.
or they use a studio from the record label. Obviously, those kinds of studios usually have someone, or rather people, multiple people going in
Yeah.
and
There's
working on
access.
that. Someone,
Yeah.
yeah, someone, yeah, like you might probably like instead of cutting and pasting the project file onto an external hard drive, it probably copied or and then probably deleted and forgot to remove it from the what was it the rubbish bin or whatever,
The
or even
trash,
maybe
yeah.
forgot, yeah, the trash, or even completely forgot to delete it at all.
Entirely
So
correct.
yeah, so in that sense, I understand. But with today, especially with guys like Lucas Raps and Usmaman, I think those guys they probably use like bedroom studios, like home studios, where only a limited number of people,
People have access.
um, yeah, can get access to it. So like it's just weird for music to get leaked like that. Even with Big Sean, like his latest album, I think it was
Yeah,
also leaked,
it
and we're
was. I
expecting
saw that as well.
yeah, and we're expecting that album to come out very soon. So it's sort of hard to understand how actually in this day and age how music can get leaked.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It begs a lot of questions because now you don't know if somebody is doing it because they want to get people talking, or
Yeah,
someone genuinely leaked the song because maybe there was a fight within the camp. Because I don't think if it is leaked, right, I don't think it's somebody externally who had access to the files.
yeah,
I think it's someone within because also these boys have, I don't even want to call it a squad. A lot of them have an entourage.
mm,
Literally, this person's always rolling around with 10 plus people at any given point, you know. So
yeah,
usually I feel like it's someone within the camp. Maybe they had a fallout or whatever. And it's like, let me show you what I can do. I don't know. It's that one. And also it's to get the people talking. That's what I think. So I don't
yeah,
know. And I haven't even heard the song also. So I don't think they achieved what it's supposed to achieve. Because if it's not even trending yet, it's like, okay, you know.
yeah, yeah. And for him to actually even have a to release a statement about that song, it shows that if it was meant to just get people talking, it means that it really isn't working as well as they had hoped it would work.
Expected, correct.
Yeah, as I expected. But also at the same time, this is Lucas Raps and it's Usmaman. Every time either of those guys release anything, we are always eager to hear what they've released. There's
Yeah,
no need to do something like this. So in that sense, I'm hoping that it was actually someone from their camp and then not just doing it um
get
to get
people
us talking.
talking. Yeah,
Yeah, because I feel like it's a cheap way to go about marketing the music, and also at the same time it is costly because with all these websites that that are around where people can download music, if they can get access to the song much sooner, um, then it goes on streaming platforms.
yeah.
That is going to hurt them in the long run.
Actually, it will. But like, I don't know, man. I'm two ways about it. I think I still want not. Yes, now I want to hear the song, right?
Yeah.
I think what's my other problem with songs leaking, especially if they were leaked intentionally, nothing
Mm.
sucks like getting all this traction around the song. Then you listen to it and it's just like, "Go Benny," you know?
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that. The disappointment because what was leaked? Actually, like what were you teasing us with, or what were you trying to achieve? Because the song is not even worthy for us to be talking about it like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, like and most of the time the when that happens, it's not the music is not as great as we expect it to be. But
Correct.
I'm trying to because right now as we're talking about this, I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it was Lil Wayne or somebody else who had to move their release date for an album forward because their album got leaked. I can't remember if they moved forward or if they just decided to release the full album
Release it
days
then.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but you know, I feel like in some sense that was maybe a good way to counter the leak. But then again, that was at a time when we had to buy physical copies. That was
Yes.
before streaming platforms. So when you release an app, it gets leaked, and then you release the album. You decide to move up the date anyway,
Hmm.
and just release it now, or if you move it up to like weeks or months later. In that sense, then some songs you need to remove.
True.
Yeah, I
I
feel like
really feel like it
yeah, I
should.
feel like
Yeah.
then you have to change like some songs, and that is even a lot more work because now you're not really releasing the album that you wanted to release,
Yeah.
unless that was also done on purpose. just to test out some of the songs that were on there, and then you
Mm.
decide to change some of the songs that you feel like did not get a very good response.
Hey, but that's also a lot of work. You see why you always say that people need PR, the importance of
Yeah,
PR, because now you're doing something else just to get people talking in order for them to look forward to the album, when you could literally just get PR and let them do the handle the business side of the music for you.
yeah,
It's mhm. I
yeah,
know, because I feel like times are different right now. Back then it worked. Now not so much. That's why you hardly hear of an album or a single getting leaked because of it doesn't work anymore. It's we're not at that point anymore.
yeah. Like because now actually, and that's also a good point because um, uh, there was something that I read not too long ago where there was a time when people released music to sell tickets to shows, right?
Mhm.
Because with tickets to events is how they usually made the most money. And then there was a time when people had actually now more now than ever. I feel like they do shows to sell the music, or is it the other way
Yes.
around?
Hmm. I
No,
I have another thought on this. Yeah.
yeah,
They do a TikTok challenge to sell the music.
yeah. Now they do TikTok challenges to sell the music.
Yep,
You
they
know, like
dance now.
yeah,
When you hear the
yeah,
full song, it's just like, wow, okay.
yeah.
I'm not listening to
Um,
that ever again.
and you know that's a whole different conversation in itself
Hmm.
when TikTok challenges are done to sell music to push music. There was a point not too long ago when I spent quite a lot of time on TikTok, right? And when you're on TikTok, you'd have this I'm a piano song during a certain period where everyone is using it as a background. You see all these challenges, you see all these content that they create using this particular song. Now, when I hear that song, when I have my music like on shuffle or on radio on my phone and I'm driving, and then this song comes on, it becomes a bit weird for me because it's like
Yep,
I'm on TikTok. It's no longer
yeah,
because it's the song ends up sounding like a gimmick more than an
correct.
actual song.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why when you hear
so
the whole song, it's
I
just
don't
like,
know how effective. Yeah, like what's happening, and like my initial reaction to that is to skip the song.
dance. Or just do
Yeah,
what they're doing on TikTok. Then after
yeah,
that part, you just next. Literally, like
yeah,
that happens to me a lot, a lot. I'm just like, let me just do what they do. Then as soon as that part is done, I change. I'm just like, because Manelisi, there are songs that I could name at the top of my head. When I heard the full song, even from when it starts, I didn't know it was that song. If it wasn't for the kids around me, I
yeah,
wouldn't know. Then it plays, I'm just like, oh, okay. Then that small part is done, the one that's always trending on TikTok. Then after that, it's just
yeah,
basically nothing. And I'm just like, okay, what are we doing? You know?
yeah. Like, do you think also another reason for that to happen is so that someone can get on the credits of a song, so they can get part of the
Hmm.
royalties? Because you remember that
I know your
the
chats. I don't like your chats right
yeah
now because I don't like your chats because one thing about that guy, he would just curse at
yeah
anyone who speaks about him. I saw he was cursing at who's this Altio the other day. I'm just like, Altio didn't do anything. Because I found
yeah
out that actually that he's not even featured on the song. And I'm just like, so why is it on the song? Why is it credited on the song? Simply because he made a dance. I'm just like, also that guy, there's a lot. There's a study that needs to be done about him.
no there really is there really is, and I feel like a couple of years from now, maybe 10 years from now, people are going to come out and start talking like
Surviving Sbanbani,
during
but
that period.
musically.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it
yeah,
feels like
survive.
that. It feels like surviving Sbanbani, but musically.
Yeah,
Because a lot of
yeah,
people have bad stories about him. I'm not gonna lie. His rap is not a good rap.
yeah. It's not. It's not. And I think we've talked about this before when it comes to Kabza. would see Kabza was actually saved um, early on, even though they still work together.
Hmm.
Because remember, Katleho Malaj,
Yes.
he's the one when Kabza started blowing up. Katleho called him and said, "Dude, we need to work on your contracts. We need to like fix you up right now
Hmm.
before you go any further." And I feel like he was saved in that way, but not too many people have had that privilege.
Like not a lot, because and then when you look back, there's always somebody coming out. Almost every 3 months, somebody's complaining about, I was played 1, 2, 3, I didn't get my royalties. Then this guy comes back and says, no, but here's proof that I paid you, and it shows proof of payment. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
but also it doesn't make sense because if my song is making money daily, how did I get a once off 50,000 rand, for example? Or if it's 100K or 150, how does it make sense when my song is getting played daily, when my song is trending daily, when you are playing it in the club daily? I'm
yeah,
just like,
and
yes, you paid this guy initially, but what happened after that? What happens to all the payments?
yeah, and the thing, someone actually pointed it out that with both Samro and Risa and all these and Sampra, all these bodies, what
Hmm.
happens is that they pay you directly as whoever is registered on the song. So it's not like someone can collect your royalties for you. So if a song is registered with them and it has your information on there,
You should
whatever
be
it
getting it.
is, yeah, you should be getting it directly. So if you and I make a song and I release it, uh, Samro, for instance, they're supposed to pay you directly your share because when you submit all the information to them, we say this is how much
Both our
my share
data is
is.
there.
Yeah, both our data is there and how much, and also submit the split sheet as well to say that I
Please
get this
sheet.
much and you get this much. And when they disperse the money, they give it to us directly. I'm not supposed to be paying you royalties myself.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why we always say, guys, split sheet talks are important. That's why we always ask, what was said initially when you guys
Yeah,
decided to do this? How was the split sheet looking like? What was the agreement? Because now, and I think also as the public, we're just tired of having the same chat with people every 3 months when we are not even in the industry. The fact that we have our own industries that we are working in, right? And you also have to be aware of your industry, but you are not aware of it. It kind of gives off ignorant also, because what are you doing? Why aren't you doing your research about
yeah.
being in that
Because
industry? Who must do it for you?
how do we understand this thing better than you?
Exactly.
And we're
And we're
not
not
even
even
doing.
within that. Exactly. Now it's tricky right now. We can't feel sorry for you because it's just like we can't be having this chat with you every second or third month.
Yeah, like it shouldn't ever be a conversation. I mean,
Exactly.
you look at TLC. With TLC, at the very least, they know how much they were getting paid, even though they they were getting cheated of what was fair to them. But at the very least, they got their
Mm,
royalties.
correct.
They yeah, they got what was a support on paper, what was agreed upon, right?
Mhm.
Even though they were getting cents to the dollar and they had to split that three ways. But at the very least, they were getting their royalties. Now we have people who are not even getting their royalties at all. And these are people who are performing
And
internationally.
making bangers, correct. These are people who are making
Yeah,
international hits, guys, and they're not getting in. I would be mad as well. I would be mad, especially looking at how much Amapiano is eating globally, not just South Africa or in our
yeah,
continent. Amapiano is eating globally, guys. If there's a whole Amapiano festival in the UK, what does that tell you? And these people are booked out to come perform. They're performing hits that should be generating them income, but they're not getting it. I'm just like, okay, what's going on, you know?
yeah. And they are there not just for like a weekend or something. When they go out, they go to the UK, to the US. They are there for weeks.
Yes,
sometimes even months.
months exactly. Almost it's the 24th of July right now. I'm saying I'm gonna come back first week of September. That's literally 6 weeks of just touring the UK.
Yeah,
You know?
but yeah, it's just crazy when these people eventually realize that the money from gigs is not going to
Isn't
sustain
enough.
them,
True.
especially with the lifestyles that they live as well. Like this money,
Yes.
the money is not going to sustain them because even the gigs money, they're not always getting
Mm-hmm.
the full value in terms of the booking fee, because
Yeah.
you have promoters who promise to pay at some point, which they never do,
Yeah.
or hardly do. You've got promoters who negotiate for discounts, and then within whatever it is that they eventually do get do get paid, it needs to go to management. It needs to go to other parts. So probably at the very, I would say at the very least, a, an artist probably gets like 10-15% of the full booking
Of
fee.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you consider all the other costs that are involved and all the other people that need to get paid, and that
And
is
when
not a
you,
lot.
it's not. And when you think about the work that they put in, yes, not everyone is a great performer, but the ones who are and the ones who take it very seriously, it's just like they deserve more than this, you
Yeah,
know? They deserve way more than
yeah.
this. But are they getting it? Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's like the world of music is very crazy, and you hear people. Yeah, you hear people who've been in music for a very long time tell you that the world of music is not something that to fully rely on, and it is not, and it can actually drive you crazy. Like if you do not love what you're doing
Yep.
when it comes to
Yeah.
music, you are going to go crazy.
That's why I always support artists who have side hustles. I'll
Yeah,
always support that because this thing is not guaranteed. Yes, your music might be played for the rest of your life, for the rest of your children's life, but you need to have things. I feel like it can also, as much as it can be played for a long time, it can also disappear within a blink of an eye. Your career
yeah,
can end in a split second because of a bad decision that you took or because of just life happening to you, you know?
yeah,
Then now what? So and now personally I enjoy it when I see people dabbling in the business side of everything else, whether it's they doing going to a franchise restaurant or buying apartments or trucks. I just want to see you doing something else outside of music
yeah.
because it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, unfortunately.
Yeah, it really isn't. Like I feel like people who can live on music for a very long time or the rest of their lives are musicians who stay in the US. Like US, UK artists, especially the big
Correct.
ones who go into, those are the ones because they are the ones who make like real proper money.
Yes.
And you see that by them not coming to South Africa at their peak, because we just
Yes.
cannot afford to pay for them. That's how valuable they are.
Yep.
That's how valuable their time is. I mean, you get guys who just came in last year. Already they're able to buy Bentleys, they're able to buy Ferraris. Even though those Bentleys and those Ferraris is a lot of money, it's too much money for them, even to sustain this at the
Mm.
point that where they are.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're able to get those cars out of the garage or out of
Hmm.
the dealership, it speaks
Means
of how much
something.
money they're making. And
Correct.
a lot of artists, a lot of South African artists, hardly are able
Far from that.
to be able to buy those cars
Yeah,
over
no,
here.
that's true. That's true. And these people, I think is the US and the UK, just to name those two, their music is always consumed globally, right? Unlike with our artists, it's only a select few whose music is consumed globally. You
Yeah,
understand? It's most of the time they, as much as they want to cater for everyone, naturally it stays within these borders. But
yeah,
in the States, in Europe or whatever, it's a once this person releases, it's going to be number one in a lot of countries, different continents, you know. With South Africans, if you're going to be number one, it's usually within this continent. If you're pushing it, maybe Europe, if
yeah.
you're pushing it.
And
Now, kind of maybe in the top five or whatever. But with them, it's the opposite. They are number one everywhere, every continent, every country. Like
yeah, and with them is that once they start going number one, it is not just the music that they get the money from. Um,
Yes.
brand ambassador deals are easy to come by for them.
Definitely.
The just yeah, like money just comes flowing in from all different directions. They're able to do quite a lot.
Yeah.
But with South African artists, you can go number one, and brands don't even care. Like unless your management actually approaches them, even then you'll have to sell you as an artist or
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
yeah, they have to qualify whatever it is that they're saying. And even then, the money is not like millions because you look at someone like Casper. Um, Casper, and as much money as he has, because I remember I think the MTN deal was around 12 million rands or something like that.
Ooh.
Uh, yeah, I think it was around there. But if you were to take Casper and put him in an equivalent position in the US, he should have been in the hundreds of millions of dollars by now. That's how much he would be worth with everything that he has done, with everything that he has achieved. That if he was born in
True.
America, did the exact same thing, the exact same way. He was going
Yeah.
to be able to reach a global audience um, in a matter of months,
Definitely.
and he would have hundreds of millions of dollars. And I would actually go as far to say that his popularity and his success would have been equivalent to what Drake has been able to achieve.
I was going there actually with Drake now. How many weeks, months, and years did Take his spend in the Billboard chart? Years.
Yo,
Take Care was released when I was in high school. I was in high school. I
yeah,
think I was in high school. Yes, I've been out of high school for
that
over 10
was
years.
yeah
That
that
thing was
and
still
Casper
in the Billboard. You know?
yeah and Casper also this year actually celebrating 10 years in hip hop because I think it was last week it was 10
Hmm.
years of his debut album. So officially,
Really?
even
Oh,
though
nice.
yeah, it was 10 years of Tulufelo last week, I think on the 18th, if I'm not mistaken.
That's how old are we? Wow, 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 wow. I don't like this.
Yeah, yeah, like it's 10 years of Tulufelo. And that album is I guess, a very good album. I'm not the
Hmm.
biggest Casper fan.
Hmm.
I don't go back to his discography a lot, so I can't speak
Yeah,
of how great an album it is because I don't listen to it a lot. But his popularity says that his music is incredible for those who listen to him, right? And we've seen him like you can't be an incredible artist and fail to fill up the dome, for instance,
mm,
fail to fill up FNB Stadium,
hmm,
fail to be recognized by brands like MTN, uh, fail to actually do what he was able to do. That
correct.
shows just how great of an artist he is, and also speaks of how great his management is as well. The
Ah,
people
definitely.
who have been kept, yeah,
Yeah,
which counts a lot. It counts
it
for a lot.
does. And you know how much I believe in that, and believe in the artist, but also I believe in the work that is put behind the artist. The people who push the artist for me, they always deserving and more because they are
Yeah,
the ones who are touching the streets. They are the ones who are seeing what the people want to, what the people are saying and what people want to hear, and they are the
yeah,
ones who then come back and implement it in your career.
yeah. Like I was watching the popcorn and cheese podcast, the episode with Dimpy Dimpopo. And there was a
Hmm.
part there where they were talking about everyone being disappointed at some point, being disappointed by their management.
Hmm.
Like Paul was saying that at some point his managers they let him down. Like taking more than what they're supposed to take. DB Dimpobo also obviously faced the same thing, and the reason why Paul even highlighted that is because pretty much everyone that he knows at some point they were disappointed by their management.
Yeah.
The only person in that room who was not disappointed, who has not been failed by his management was Robot Boy. And Nakona, Robot Boy's manager is his best friend, and they've been together from the very beginning. But
Mm.
also friendships at the same time, because Nakona,
Eh,
that be his yeah, his
it's
best friend
tricky.
being is just for him to be able to carry the work and carry Robot, do what for Robot Boy what has been able to do is because he genuinely loves him and he genuinely believes
Yeah,
in what he's doing.
yeah,
Whereas the people who have had friends where and money when money started coming in, the friendship just broke.
just broke. And also, my thing is with friendship now, like having working with friends, it's also a bit tricky because what if you guys have a fallout one day, right?
Yeah,
What, and if you were not learning anything in the process, are you going to survive it? Because not only are you losing management or you losing your management team, you are even losing your best friend, your ride or
different.
die, your person who has your confidant, your person. So you're just grieving a lot at that moment. Like, is that going to serve? Is that going to help you survive your career? Like help your career survive rather? Is that going to help
Um,
you?
like you need to be a very strong person to be able to do that. Like you need to be strong and you need to be focused, I believe. Obviously being led like if you're let down by someone who's very close to you, like your friend, it obviously does a lot to you mentally. And
Mhm.
it might also start to make you question about what you're doing and why you're doing it,
Mhm.
right? Because when your friend steals from you, um, you kind of think like what am I even doing? And then
Yeah,
when we start to look around and everyone is just there uh, because you are there. They are there for
yeah,
for whatever money that you're making. They are there for the trips that you are taking. And very few people are there to work. Like I feel like it really it takes a toll on you mentally. So I feel like
yeah.
you need to be like really focused and you need to be like mentally strong for you to be able to survive that kind of disappointment.
You do, and I think that's why I'm very. There's a topic also I wanted to touch on some other time, right? That comes with the management team or this whole entourage that artists have, because a lot
Yeah,
of them, the people they are rolling with on whether it's a daily or on the days where they go to shows, it's not their management team most of the time. It's his
yeah,
boys, his
it's not.
girls, or whatever, right? The squad. And that's the squad
Yeah,
that now people need to cater a rider for. People need to cater
like the
accommodation for, transport for. And I'm just like,
yeah,
why do you need nine other people with you when you're going to perform? When on
and
stage, you
it's
literally just you and your DJ. What's the other eight doing?
like it's hardly necessary. It's hardly necessary for that to
Exactly.
happen. Yeah, I can make an example with Nasty C, for instance. When I saw him at the uh, at Java's one man show last year, like he only arrived in one V class, in a single V class, and in there he had his DJ and he had his bodyguards, and I don't know who else was there. But then a V class is a seven seater,
Hmm.
and when you think about it, with bodyguards, it probably okay. So you could calculate it like it's necessary and this DJ.
Hmm.
You've got maybe three bodyguards in there, so it's already five people. We've got a driver and probably the manager as well,
Manager. Yeah.
and that really is all the people that you need. Even I mean, even without the bodyguards, those are all the people that he needs.
Yes.
Nasty C obviously needs the bodyguards because of who he is, because it's Nasty C, and he wants to be in a certain mindset before he goes on stage, or probably has to rush somewhere, or whatever experience that he might have had that makes him feel that he needs to have bodyguards wherever he goes. Um, that it makes sense for that to happen. But for the
Hmm.
most part, as an artist, you do not need like 10 people
No, because
with you.
Exactly. What does Nasty do that warrants him getting 10 other people with him? There are artists where like the Common Pellas, she's gonna dance. She needs the hype girls, the hype men, you know?
Yeah,
She's dancing and she dances with them. That one is it's explainable. You understand? It's acceptable also. But if
yeah,
it's like having a person who raps, it's like having P.O, for example, or Envy or Stogie, and they're coming in a two car V-Class entourage, like a convoy. Why? Because when you're on stage, it's literally just
like
you and a DJ. Or if you have a band, maybe
yeah,
you and a band. But what is everybody else doing there?
like and the thing is, you think about how big of how big the names are that you just mentioned. We consider Stogie, for instance. When you saw Stogie last year at the table, when we went up to him, it was just him and I think three or four other guys that he was with.
Chilling.
And I don't even know if the other guys. I know that one of the guys what he arrived with him. He was traveling with him, but the other two or three, I don't know if they actually met up there or if they
Mm,
arrived together or what their roles are. But even in that sense, with Stogie, with those guys, obviously, those are guys who are not just there for the rider. They are there because they have a
yes,
purpose. Even if
correct.
they are there for a purpose. And even sometimes, even with a concert like Back to the City, where Stogie wasn't there just to perform and then leave, because he was there to actually enjoy the show.
That's
So
so great.
if you say that besides the one guy that I noticed, if the others are also our his friends, then it also makes sense in that setting for them to come with him if they're not management or they don't work with him,
Yes.
because
Because it's
he
going
was
to
there
chill.
to also have time. Yeah, he was there
Exactly.
to
He was there to have a good time.
yeah, and he wants his friends there. And if you follow him on Instagram as well, for the most part, it's usually his wife, and I think his wife is his manager. That is she's always there, and it also makes sense for his wife to travel
Yeah.
with him. He travels quite a lot to France, but with the pictures that you see, it's hardly a huge entourage. A lot of the
Right.
people that when it's like a group picture, is people from over there, from France, probably the people who are hosting him or whatever.
Yeah.
But is hardly uh, traveling with a huge entourage from South Africa.
That's not because I feel like with the entourage, you know, I feel like at times people are just using it to get a free nice time. Like they want
Yeah,
groove, they want the food, the hubbly, the bubbly as well, the champagne and the bottles or
yeah,
whatever. And I'm just like, but these people are not riding for you and with you. If all of this
nah.
ends, will they still be here? Will they still stick around?
Like it's the same man. No, mundo lo shwanele batali, and then the money from the
Comes
life
out.
policy comes out.
Yeah,
It's just guys who are going to hang around because you are spending a lot of money. But when it's done,
definitely.
they're going to go back to their corners and they're going to speak negatively about you to say, we see, this guy was very
Correct.
irresponsible. And then
He
they
was
forget
arrogant and
them
and
for the irresponsible.
like it's for me it's very tricky, man. It's what is everybody there for? I feel like everyone around you needs to roll. Yes, you can have
Yeah,
friends, right? But I feel like when your friends are rolling with you at a certain gig, let it be a thing of we're going out as boys today. Yes, I'm gonna perform, but we're still gonna chill and rock. But if you're going
yeah,
out to work and you're going from gig to gig to gig to gig, what are all your friends doing there? Now, you have 9 friends, bring one or two, you know,
yeah.
maybe one that moral
I mean,
support. What is everybody doing there?
like in a case where you're bringing a lot of friends, they shouldn't be included in the rider.
Thank you.
If you're going to
Even with
cater
the
them,
excess, bro, even with the excess,
yeah,
there are places where excess is fine, you don't have to pay. But if a ticket is going for 600 rand a pop and you bring 8 people with you, chief, and you're giving them free
and
alcohol, yes. I feel like, oh, I don't know, man. That subject is very touchy for me.
yeah, yeah, like it's like the whole huge entourage thing. Um, if you're going to be paying for their presence there, then that is one thing. Fine, it's your money. But also at the same time, you shouldn't be having to pay for a huge entourage. And nobody else is supposed to be paying for a huge entourage. If I'm booking an artist, I shouldn't be paying for a huge entourage. Like at the
Right.
very least, at the very most rather, let me book maybe like three, maybe two rooms or whatever, two bedrooms. The rider should be for like two, three people, I guess.
Hmm.
Should make sense. It shouldn't be
That's
four
it.
bottles of anything.
And there's also requirements. It's we want cognac, we want bubbly, we want whiskey, oh, and we want a Don Julio. And also my thing is now, you see, if there was the only gig you were doing that night,
Yeah,
maybe fair. You get to, for example, let's say Zanzu or whatever, at 10 p.m. you get that rider. 10:30 you out. You're going to Fontaine, you get that rider. 11:30 you out. You're going to Boot, you get that rider. Is it greed that they speak of in the Bible, or what? What is it?
nah, I don't think the Bible even has this. That's not the
Like, what is it?
like. This is just something else.
And my question also, do they at some point do they turn down the rider? Like, no, it's fine. I'm really cool. I'm just here to work. Yes, I know I requested for it, but then I just had two other gigs and instead of those bottles, it's fine. You don't, or am I just being a person on a conscience? I don't know.
Yeah, like I feel like there are artists who at some point in the night that decide was not, never mind the rider, maybe just bring the food probably,
Hmm.
because they might be hungry at that point, but everything else, never mind it. But
That's my thing. I'm just
Nakona,
like, it's unnecessary.
yeah, Nakona, if it's like, it also begs the question of what the promoter's supposed to do with the rider now, especially if it's not like a club booking where it actually belongs to the club and they're going to sell it. But if I'm just doing an event somewhere, and something like Back to the City, for instance, and then now I have to cater, I have to buy all these riders for all these people, and then someone arrives there and they're like, "No, never mind the rider. I'm good with the food, or even with the food, like it's fine. I'm okay. I'm just gonna get on stage and get out. You don't have to take care of me." Now, what is the promoter supposed to do with the rider that they bought for you?
You can never make a loss at alcohol. I'll say that for free. I will tell you that for free. You'll never make a loss with alcohol. You're going to find a buyer. You're going to
Nah,
sell that thing. You're going to sell that thing. Trust me. You can even say it in the same night. Literally, they're not going to make a
yeah,
loss. So I feel like if you don't need it, it's okay. Be like, you know what? We already got three, four, five bottles at our two gigs that we're at. You can keep that one, or
yeah,
use it for the next artist, or next time you have an event. Go to
yeah,
the car and put it in your car. You don't have to drink it. You don't have to give it away. You're probably going to have another event in a month or two. Use it then. Doesn't
yeah,
expire. Even if it does, it expires in years. Use it then.
yeah, yeah. No,
But also, while we're on the answer, actually, I have another question, right? In this country, right? Do you think we the the magnitude or the scope of our artists, right? Do you think it warrants them having bodyguards? And if it does, who should have bodyguards, or it's justified that they have a bodyguard, and if they already have them?
um, I think I think it depends on the setting. It depends on the event where it is. You remember last year at Back to the City, we saw Robot
That's where I'm going. That's the crux of my question. That's why I was asking.
Boy, and he had bodyguards. Um, oh, you still there?
Yeah, and I'm here. You froze there for a minute. I lost you.
All right, cool.
No, I
I
was
was
saying
saying
that's why
that,
I asked the question that I asked because of Robot Boy. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
It's been bothering me, guys, because apparently even recently, I think at Durban July, Tsitsi was saying that
yeah,
he bumped into him with his bodyguards, and I'm just like, your father doesn't have bodyguards, or if he does, maybe I don't know. But I like robot guys. I really like robots, but I'm just like, and also maybe because of where I saw him with the bodyguards, as that's the last place you're gonna have a bodyguard at.
Yeah,
Nobody cares.
nobody cares.
That's your city. We're literally all sitting within the same sections, guys. You are sitting here, Stogie T is here. You're sitting here, Kulitana is here. You're sitting here, Matlera is like, everybody's there for a good time. Nobody's there in your face like that. And this man was, and I think for me, it was such a mind F because when we saw him pass, I think we had just seen Stogie pass as well. Stogie is by himself and he has a cigar in his hand. We had
Yeah,
just seen who's this McLaren and 25 and them pass as well. And I was like,
and the thing is, and the thing is, we saw Stogie pass as he was about to go on stage, right? I even got close enough to allow him to finish his conversation with DJ Ready D. And after they were done, I was able to go up to DJ Ready D. DJ Ready D also all he had, I think, what was his wife, who I eventually was able to meet. And I can't remember if anybody else was there, but it wasn't a bodyguard. There
mhm,
definitely wasn't a bodyguard. So it's a bit weird now. But now to go back to your question, I don't think okay, like I was saying that it depends on the setting, right?
mhm,
Like at Back to the City, I do not think anyone needs a bodyguard
mhm.
unless unless probably they're trying to protect themselves from something that they do outside of music.
They know what there's
Uh,
a bounty somewhere.
yeah, yeah. Uh, but generally, like the average South African musician or hip hop artist does not need a bodyguard at all. I don't think that they do, unless it is just to control the crowd, where probably if they're walking like even then, man, even at Back to the City,
Even
I'm trying.
then, because even if they're controlling the crowd, there's security that's hired to do that,
Yeah,
you know? And when you're walking, maybe it's because of the events that I go to. I've never been at an event where people are literally in someone's face to a point where they can't walk. And
yeah,
the security guards are not doing anything because there's always security guards at events. Yes, you're an artist as big as a Big Zulu. If you're not with your boys, the security guards they are going to make sure that people don't hurt you. Or they're gonna
yeah,
try. Yes, there might be one or two incidents where okay, somebody managed to get up close in your face, But I'm
yeah.
just like, what a God. Because for me also, he's a fan of the culture, right? But the music that he makes, I wouldn't necessarily say he makes hip hop, right? And where we were, it was a hip hop show, a hip hop event, and everyone else there who was performing is an hip hop artist, and nobody is there with bodyguards because
Like
like
you need,
it's the
but
worst place for a bodyguard there.
yeah, but now I'm thinking about in if they get booked at a random place. I'm trying to think of, let's say maybe Davidson
Like
or
a
something.
tavern. You know what you're
Yeah,
saying? A tavern.
if they get booked to a place like that and everyone is there purely to see this person perform, I think that
Yes.
might need bodyguards because
Yes.
then you are definitely going to get mobbed. You're definitely going to
Correct.
get have people very close to you, trying to get close to you. It will be very difficult for you to leave when it is time for you to leave. Even probably getting on stage, it might be difficult for you to do that.
Yeah.
So bodyguards, you need them just to control that environment for you.
Hmm.
But I mean, generally speaking, I don't like in most cases, I don't think you need them because
So
even
it's
with
usually it's a place thing mostly.
yeah, like even with Natisi at Jabba's concert, like it was at the stadium, so they had to park like in the basement. In the
Hmm.
basement, people only the media, people who are part of the show, um, yeah, basically media people were part of the show, and some VIP people had access to the basement, and that's where I saw him. So in a case like that, I don't think necessarily needed the bodyguards, but also I get why he needed them because he didn't want to talk to anyone before and after he was done. Like he
Okay.
just like he just got off the stage and went to the car, waited in the car for his DJ. Because I remember I bumped into his DJ as well. Like he had just gone up to get like a six pack so he
Mm-hmm.
can get in the car. And that's another case as well, of about the riders thing, because clearly Nasty C didn't, if it did have a rider, it didn't use it really.
Because he left.
Yeah, because he left immediately after he was done performing.
I mean, I guess I said the first one that you said, I take that because I understand time and place, you know. There are
Yeah,
people who don't know how to act, to be quite honest. So I think it's
yeah,
time and place. Maybe, as I said earlier, I think it's because I'm so accustomed to events like Back to the City, where I feel like you don't need it, forgetting that there are certain events that these artists are sometimes put to perform at that require them to have protection.
yeah, yeah. So it really depends on where the artist is, and yeah, it depends on where they are and what the occasion is.
Yeah, Mara, you see, Back to the City, they in July, both of them don't warranty.
Yeah, I mean, even with 7 July, but
Because I'm thinking,
at
Devon
the
July, nobody cares, Chief. Like,
no,
nobody cares.
yeah, like everyone there is either a celebrity or has money.
Like,
Like the people
great.
who, yeah, the people who have money there are usually the ones who need the bodyguards because of the kind of business that they're in, and the people
Exactly.
kind of people that they make upset.
Exactly.
But
Because even
yeah, it's
the marquees where they perform, like Effect, Devon Rocks, not, there's security guards because they know they're booking almost everyone to come perform.
yeah, yeah. So with both during July, back to the city. I don't know about Delicious Fest, but yeah, generally you don't really need bodyguards. I mean, if Big Zulu doesn't need a bodyguard and
He's his
Ricky
own
Rick,
bodyguard, that one.
body, yeah,
Who would try Big Zulu, like, on a serious note? On a serious note, unless that person is coming armed, you know? But
yeah,
generally, hand for hand eye, nobody's trying him.
yeah,
Even besides
and
the fact that he boxes, he's just a big guy. So it's like, hey,
yeah,
chief, I'm not doing that.
yeah. Like his presence is just like he's
Commanding.
yeah, his presence is very commanding. And I also wanted to talk about the past, the Jammin2Soccer that they had this
Oh
past
yes.
weekend. Yeah,
Touchline, guys. There's no way.
the
Touchline, it's Tabaki Messi, he did say. Touchline, umnandi ngebola, guys, let's not lie. His touches, I'm just like, okay.
yeah, like
Like that goal wasn't a mistake. It wasn't by pure luck. Because I was
yeah,
watching the whole thing. I'm just like, this man can play soccer.
yeah, he can because he used to play before. I think it was still in high school
The
or
refs,
something.
yeah.
He used to play then. They had Donald in there as well. He
Always. He's
was
always there.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Because he also almost became a professional player, but he
Hmm.
decided to go for music. That Junior Kanye also playing. As Jab was also very good.
Shava is not. Shava used to play for the Tiger Boys, guys. Let's not forget.
And I missed.
Shava used to play for the Tiger Boys, guys. Let's not forget, please.
Yeah, Jabba used to play for Tiger Boys.
Please,
Uh,
guys.
when I saw the team sheet, he was supposed to be on the bench, but I missed the entire tournament. He was supposed to come off from the bench. I don't know. I don't think he played. He didn't play, right?
I didn't see him play. Last year he played. This year I didn't see him play. I didn't
Yeah.
I caught
No, played
I was watching,
previous.
not watching, but pardon, I lost that. I lost you there.
Oh, I think he played the previous year. He didn't play last year.
Or the previous year.
Last year,
Oh, it's a third one, no? It's a third one.
yeah. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, because I remember last year I saw he was in the changing rooms as well, but he wasn't playing.
Mm-hmm.
And he played the previous year when AKA was still there.
We're still there. Mm.
Yeah,
And he is also nice. Shava is nice.
yeah,
The person I've never seen play is Casper. Casper, I don't know if he's nice or not. Zulu plays. He's nice as well. What else?
yeah. I mean, Casper, I think was the captain
Mhm.
in his team. But yeah, I don't know what was going on with him on Sunday. But yeah,
He wanted to go to church, guys. That's all he wanted to do. His head of the church.
yeah, like he was there, but he wasn't there.
Yeah, his head of the church, like was
Yeah,
staring into space.
yeah, but yeah, like even though there was like controversy around the whole
Hmm.
thing, I actually felt bad because I also wanted to be there. But with the controversy, it just didn't make sense as well because I was asking myself that if Team Gom had 11 professional players on there, which is a lot
Hmm.
more than
It's a
than
lot.
what they're supposed to have. Like, who made the rules, first of all? Secondly, who is supposed to enforce those rules? Because when you look at the team sheet, which was released, I think, on Wednesday or something,
Hmm.
like days before the actual tournament, it means that whoever's supposed to enforce the rules did not do their job.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
I
they
saw the
know.
same thing actually. And now
Yeah,
it's getting bigger, like because it was even broadcasted on TV, and
yeah,
there's even sponsors. Like the way it started, I remember when it started, it used to play at night. I think it was Vits. I think it was Vits. It was not. It was night. It was a small thing. We think you
yeah.
know. And then, so now I feel like the rules are an important thing. Now, looking at the scale of the entire thing, they need to take the
Mm.
rules seriously and in
Yeah, they do.
time.
Yeah, they do. Because that it was really unnecessary for them to eventually stop the game because they're crying over rules that are being broken. When there's supposed to be people who officiate this thing.
In the
There's
game,
supposed to be people
correct?
that look at the team sheet and they know who is who and who is not supposed to be there. So hopefully SABC will be there again next year, and
Hopefully,
hopefully
yeah.
will be enforced a lot better. Because and I was actually looking at like the team leaders. You have Dumim Kokstad, you have um, Big Zulu, you have
Ira
Ira,
and
and
Kuzani, I think. Was it
Kuzan.
Kuzani?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Kuzan. And I was thinking, what's that? These guys that they probably met somewhere in Durban and decided to do this thing because all of them are, are from the
Bahle
KZN.
bezinyama enhloko but actually ahle ibhola bafethu.
Yeah,
Let's just play soccer.
and look at the main sponsor as well, Icebo Lethu, which is from
Let's.
Japan. Yeah, yeah,
And
but
into encane yomndeni bathi
yeah,
nje let's just involve everybody else.
everyone else is just invited.
Yeah, no,
But
because I guests.
yeah, yeah, but it's a beautiful tournament.
It
I feel like
is.
I feel like
And
it's
the
a beautiful.
support it garnered this year was a great, it was nice. And
Yeah,
people
it
really
was.
went out.
Yeah, it really was.
They even had
And
fireworks at the end when they won. I'm like, it was a beautiful full tournament, man. And I saw the fireworks. I'm like, oh, it's a safe thing. They even had like matching check suits. I'm like, okay, that's a safe
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully they get like it becomes bigger and
Yeah.
it becomes better because it's a beautiful thing. Especially I feel like if they're going to keep it like the same format in the sense that it's not going to be like a money making thing. It's just
Yes.
a tournament where fans can come through and watch their favorite musicians
Fun
play.
times.
Yeah, like fun times. Like hopefully they do not make it like an official thing where money is involved and
Mhm.
all of that because that is just going to ruin the fun.
It definitely will. You know how things things start like this for the whole like for the sole purpose of fun and getting together. Then they
Yeah,
see that they can milk it, they start milking it and it loses everything that it was
yeah,
about initially.
yeah, yeah. But it seems like everyone enjoyed it, and I'm glad that hip hop won it again. Well, who won it last year? Was it Maskandi or Kom?
Mm-mm. I, I who won it the first year? It was hip hop.
Yeah, first year it was hip hop.
Then last year, what was last year actually? Hey, guys,
Can't remember one last.
it was not gospel though. That I can tell
Yeah,
you
no,
for free. It wasn't gospel.
yeah,
I forgot we'll need
yeah,
to check, but I'm glad hip hop won again. But honestly, nah,
yeah. But and
I
so
love hip hop, but I love gospel. I love Maskandi.
yeah,
You know me. So I whoever wins, guys.
Yeah, yeah, and it's also very funny that they had Tupac playing in the hip hop squad.
Hit him up.
Yeah, yeah, they had Tupac also in there. But yeah, it seems like it was a successful one and a
Yeah.
very good one because the crowd definitely enjoyed it. Hopefully, I'll be
I
able
know they do.
to attend next year's.
Yeah, you'll be fine actually. It's something that you should think about. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. But from my end, I don't have anything else. Is there something that you want to talk about quickly?
Do I? Mm, No, actually, I have something for next week. I'll come back to that next week, not today.
All right, cool. But yeah, that is it from us, the Oracles. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for spending this time with us. It's a different arrangement, a little bit, but but hopefully we'll get back
Different
to
scenery.
yeah. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please like the video. Please share. Yeah, and please bear with us. We are going somewhere with this thing, and we're going to do great and amazing things. Until next
Definitely.
week, have a good one. Cheers.
Bye.